Well, hello, everybody. I'm not Chattanooga Ed. What is going on here? So I don't know if Ed's having the same issue I was, but I know we had 48 people watching, or waiting rather. But when I tried to switch over, it said I had no mic and I had no camera in StreamYard, and refused to load in. So Ed's probably dealing with the same thing. But I figured while we wait and he gets that taken care of, we got 48 people here. I can still run through and say the hellos while we're waiting for Ed to get here, and he can throw himself on here, and we're going to hang out. I'm going to be hiding behind stage most of the night anyways. We got live chat up. That's a plus. That's a plus. From the participants list, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, welcome. Amanda Jean 165, Daniel Velez, Danica Aquatics, Delilah's Creators, DD's Fish Den, Freaky Fish Lady, Geek Boy, GRB Aquatics, Lonnie, aka Looney Tunes, Michael Long, Michael A, Mike's Aquatics and Things, Mississippi Hippie, Merdula Singh, New Local Austin, Paul Stero, R&B Animals Rescue, excuse me. I forgot the S, which is funny because after that is S. How are you doing, S? Sarah J. Sieber, SC Catahoula, Skipper's Aquarium, Skull Aquatics, The Zen Ginger Whips World, and Xanadu Doo. Everybody else, if I missed your name, my apologies. I went from the participants list, so sometimes it does not show everybody, but thank you all for being here. And hello, Chattanooga Ed. I hope you don't mind me firing it up. We had almost 50 people waiting.
No, it's totally awesome. I can't believe what I just did. I sent a link to Rico earlier, and it was for the Geek Show.
Oh, no. There we go.
And we had people typing in it from I don't know when, but so we were just there sitting and chatting. I'm like, I wonder where James is.
That's funny. That's funny.
I have to figure out how to bring up everything.
Definitely. Well, I figured that many people waiting, I didn't want to let them run off. And I don't know if you heard me or not, but when I tried to come in here, it said I had no mic and it said I had no camera. So I didn't know if it was doing the same thing to you and how long that would take to fix on your end. So get the hellos out of the way there. I'll let you take over the show, buddy.
I can't find the StreamYard.
Well,
I know that the light is on me, but all I see is my computer, like the camping.
Well, while he's looking, Paul Sotero says Ed's playing with his prop box. That doesn't surprise me. It's what he does. The Zen Ginger says, holy balls, is that your crinum over your left shoulder? Yes. So I've propagated that out several times. It is actually, if I take it out, it hangs well over 2 feet. It's a really, really big one. It's actually ready for me to propagate another one off. But I've got three stalks there that branch into that. And then I've got another one on the other side that I've taken off of it. I mean, that stuff is really, really tall. And it's grown out really, really well. That's one of those that I bought it small because I would rather go ahead and get it and grow it out and propagate versus going and trying to find one that size. That will eventually go in the 220-gallon tank, which is going to give it a lot more room, and it's going to look amazing in there, and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, thank you. Thank you, Zen, for noticing. And yes, it is massive. It's a big one.
I can't use my mouse on this glass table, so I have to have something a mouse pad.
We got this guy lurking backstage. I don't know if you got a homeless guy hanging out in the alley or what's going on. Who is that?
Wham. Oh,
that guy.
We have.
Hi.
Hi. What's up, Rico Stan?
What's happening?
It's great to have you here tonight.
Well, thanks for inviting me. Yeah, that the late show was going to be too late. I'm already feeling it, so I might not hang out with you the whole time. But thanks for having me come up and hang out for a little bit.
I'm glad to have you on here, Rico.
Sure.
We'll start talking to you, but in just a second. But can I just say what we're going to do so that way I can get busy and then we can do our chatting?
No. Yeah, go for it.
Is that cool?
James said no.
It's 40% your show, Ed. Go for
it. Okay. So you guys have seen the main pillar. I just want to go over this for anybody who's new to the couple shows. I'm making a cave fish for blind cave fish. A cave tank for blind cave fish. And what I've done is I'm going to have one centerpiece in it, and this is like a column. where the stalactite has reached the bottom. And I've made it so it can be a cover for, and it's going to be on a rock, so it's actually going to be a bit taller. But this stuff is sculpey. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. I know Zen gets crazy when I say it wrong. But it's not fish tank safe if it's not cooked properly. But if you cook it completely, it's completely safe for the tank. So read the instructions. I'll give you my instructions. The problem is maybe you'll get a box that's a little different or something. So always read your instructions. But it says 275 for every 1/4 inch thick. And so I did 45 minutes. And I overdo it a little until I start seeing cracking and a little bit of browning to the top because it's overcooking. But I want it to be overcooked than undercooked. But this is the Zist filter. This is the Aquarium Co-op air-powered guy.
Do they still sell those?
Well, I hope so. I don't know.
I haven't seen one lately, but yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Maybe they're having a problem getting them into the country, but that's a bummer if they aren't.
Yeah.
But so that works good. If they did stop selling them, though, I did discover the shark. I didn't put it on very tight. I was having fun showing the stuff off. I haven't ever used this one, so the wire's all tied up. But this is the little canister submersible filter that they sell on the KG channel. This is the 400, and it fits perfect. I'm actually going to try to get a 600 and see if that works. A little, fits in there. But
now what would the 400? What size tank would that be good for?
Well,
sorry.
They recommend that the 400 is 34.5 gallons. Well, 16 to 34.5. And the 600 is 26 to 47. And I'm going to be putting this in a 40. So I'd probably do myself a favor if I try to go with this to use the bigger one.
Yeah, I think the 600 would work well for that 40-gallon setup.
But I was actually thinking about putting a hang on the back, but I was going to do this guy on one end and then the hang on the back also. But okay, so you guys have seen that. Last week I tried to figure out what slag mites would look like, and that was a disaster. So we're not going to have any stalagmites. It's all going to be stalactites.
Ed is not up for it tonight.
Yeah, Rico's the comic book guy. He's seen the Batcave. There's lots of stalactites, but there's not many stalagmites, right?
I have to say that was the first time I heard James's voice hit that octave. I mean, he was trying to hold together, but his voice was starting to really get, I gotta go. It was really getting up there.
It happens to the best of us, okay?
It does.
But I made this guy, and I put little crystals in here also, and I'm going to paint these. You know what? I might have to do one more week. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to my next project. I don't want to let you guys know what it is. I'm just super stoked. I think it's going to be so much fun. But I made this. This guy's going to hang from above, and but I made it hollow, and I'm going to order. Oh, there went Cthulhu. I'm going to order more of these lights. They're submersible lights, but the idea is to fit it in the back of the thing, and look, it'll just give it a mood light, kind of just occasionally hitting the other stalactites and in this thing, the pillar. So I think that's going to be really cool. I'm going to price set it so it's always just purple to aqua to blue. I'll keep the bright colors off, but here comes purple. I don't know how well you can see it.
Yeah. And how many of those are you going to get?
I was going to do 2 large ones. I made the second large one last week on the show, but unfortunately I dropped it and destroyed it. So I'm going to have to do it again.
Oh, that sucks.
But you can kind of see how, and it's a big tank, so it's actually going to be kind of far off. It's a 40 breeder. They're good size tanks. But I don't want it to look like two dog, fangs.
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm not going to just put 2 big ones on, evenly like that. One might be kind of more in the back. Let me turn the light back on. Okay. And then I'll put this thing. This is the Cthulhu thing that I made. And that's what this lamp is for.
Love it.
Thank you. Okay. So I want to demonstrate, though, on how easy this stuff is to work with. I made this stalactite last week, and it's just got a kind of like a railroad tie. But I'm going to take my Dremel. Now, you guys let me know if this is too loud. I'll mute myself. Or can you mute me, James, if it's too loud?
Absolutely. You all let me know if you want me to unmute him. Well, he's doing. Actually, we're going to leave Ed muted here. I'm taking over his show tonight. He can deal with it. Well, we've got Ed muted. Kenny E. from Dedicated Aquatics had a $5 super chat. Ed, you're not allowed to talk right now. Sorry, buddy. You lost the show. Tough loss super chat. Sorry, man. Could be worse if you were a Vikings fan. I'm going to unmute Ed so he can speak on that. But I want to say first, I hear Mrs. Fever is kicking all of y'all's butt in the league.
She is.
Kudos to her.
She's doing awesome.
So did you guys see that? I mean, the Dremel just cuts right through that stuff.
That's awesome.
And then I'll hang it with a screw up there. So it'll just be perfect. I'm going to do that to a whole bunch of them. Here's a little one. But I won't drill this one. I just wanted to give you guys the idea of how they're going to be attached.
Absolutely. So any comments there on good old Kenny E's $5 super chat about your tough loss?
Oh, I couldn't hear it at all. I was drilling.
Shame on you. So you had a $5 super chat from Danikin. Said tough loss super chat. Sorry, man. Could have been worse if you were a Vikings fan.
Oh, for sure. It'd be terrible to be a Vikings fan.
I concur.
No, you know what? My Chiefs defense was terrible. They were doing some new stuff. And I don't think they should be experimenting on defense when they're against the top team. But you know what? Taking a loss at the beginning of the year is probably a good thing because then they know they're not the best out there. I'd rather take a loss at some point than in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to say it like that.
So we had Danikin also commented that Rico better learn to stay up late to hang with you and Ed, LOL.
I don't know how late Rico's going to be up here, but you know what? Let's talk to Rico now, since I'm just gonna make another one of these right now.
Well, I do have to say real quick because I don't want to get thwacked with a cane at our next meeting. Kaler's Aquatics and Exotics did have a $5 super sticker with that awesome little fox clapping and saying bravo. So thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
And we will definitely jump back into the chat here. So awesome.
And I can't see the chat, but did Kenny enjoy the name on his shirt I sent him? Let's see what he says to that. So I sent Kenny a shirt. He won a shirt. I did my first giveaway last Thursday on the late night, the Rico and the Man show.
Absolutely.
And Kenny got one of the shirts, and I addressed it to Kenny Bunny Killer Edwards. So he's
That's
the bunny
awesome.
killer. If you know the story about Kenny killing the bunny with the lawnmower. So
He
that's
likes
his.
to run him over, James.
I don't know if he
That's
likes me, but he
not
does.
nice.
Well, he was an army guy, so they like to see blood.
Jesus.
I will say Eduardo had mentioned that he's got the 600, the Shark 600 in a 55, and it does great. I bring that up because he was saying or asking the question. Eduardo Antonio Oringo Costa says that looks really great. Where do you get those lights, Ed?
I don't like to promote Amazon a lot, but when it comes to lights, you can't beat it. These guys, they sell lots of, you just type in LED aquarium lights, and this would be a submersible. And they're awesome. I've bought a lot of different types and I have experimented. Don't take anything that has batteries in it. I've tried to experiment with these ones that are like round, and you put like one AAA in there. The problem is the remote control. Man, I always lose this remote control during this stream because I rearrange everything. Here it is. Oh, there went my phone. The remote, you have to hold it just right over the plastic to get to the light sensor. But with these, with the ones that are powered by a plug, you have the sensor right here on the line. It doesn't go underwater. So much better. I mean, it's things you have to deal with a wire.
Yeah, but I got to imagine that the battery ones don't last that long either. One little AAA wouldn't power that for too long, I imagine.
Right. Even though LEDs are pretty low. Oh, you know
they
what?
are.
I wanted to mention also, before we get too far into Rico, he's hanging out with Skipper tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought Skipper wanted to do his own stream in place of Rico after mine, and maybe he still does.
There was some confusion there. Skipper was offering to come up as well and hang out for a little bit. He's here at the Keystone Clash already, as am I, and he was offering that. But there was just some confusion. Then with our going to the wrong stream thing and everything else. Sorry, Skipper. Tomorrow we'll do some stuff. We'll do some stuff. So Skipper's actually here helping out to set up the place. He did a lot of work to set up the showroom for the fish show, and do a bunch of other stuff as well. So he's here doing all that stuff, and I think we're the only two that are here early out of people that we know. I'm sure. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of people here for the Clash, but those are only two that we know so far. And we did get to sit down and have a drink, and I went down and had some dinner because my wife's doing homework.
Oh wow!
She's there. She is. There she is.
That's
She's
awesome.
over there.
Man, that place is huge.
She's over there.
That's the biggest hotel room I've ever seen.
It's not that big. It's 2 queen-size beds for some reason. That's all they had. I don't know why they. So, but yeah, we're already here at the Clash. Got to hang out with Skipper a little bit. Tomorrow we're gonna do stuff. My wife and I are gonna go hang out and find some things to do, not fishy related, because she's not interested in the show at all. And then tomorrow night at 6 p.m. they are doing the hospitality room, whatever. I don't know. It's a mixer. Just meet and greet thing. Saturday is the real meat of it. Saturday is when all the talks are happening and all the vendors are set up, and Saturday is when it's all going on. And really looking forward to it. So many awesome people coming down. We've got 21, I believe, 21 or 22 on the reservation list for the little restaurant, and it's a little restaurant. 17 tables. It's tiny, and it's not even like it's not even in its own little area. It's like just out in the open in the big area. Like there's a pool right below us here, and then in the next area over, it's got this little restaurant. People are just walking by, and you're just raised up on a pedestal like where you're eating. Sort of weird. It's a weird setup, but hey, so we're gonna take that over tomorrow or Saturday night. 21 of us. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
That is. Patty's gonna be there.
Oh yeah, Patty. I don't want to leave anybody out. There's because I know I'll forget people, but again, there's so many awesome people. There's a bunch of other fish 2D type people that probably aren't going to be hanging out with us. Like Michael's Fish Room is here, and KGE I think might be here. Maybe he's not going to make it this time. Dylan, Veteran Aquatics, I believe he's going to be here. Gary Lang, people like that. I definitely would not call Gary a fan of the fish tubes.
Well,
Right.
but you know what? He likes to hang out with the fish tubers because they have fun.
Yeah.
So you
I
never know.
I would like to meet him. Obviously, Lisa's going to be here. Lefty. Again, I've already named too many names because I don't want to miss anybody. There's just a lot. There's a lot of people coming down. It's going to be a blast.
Well, can you say hi to Lefty for me?
You just did.
Well, yeah, but in person.
I will. I'll smack him on the ass for you. How about that?
Do it twice for me.
Okay. Once for Ed and twice for James.
The first time I met him, within a couple of minutes, he'd offered me his hotel room key, and I had that sucker all weekend. And we'll just leave that at that. Now, there was a question in here for you, Ed. Let me see if I can find it again. So I'd like to give credit to the asker, and I've forgotten her name already.
I'm using.
There we go. Mississippi Hippie says, "Is the pre-colored Sculpey clay also safe, or only the white?"
No, the pre is totally safe. Also, you just have to cook it just equally the same. It's totally fine. The problem is you can't find it in 8-pound blocks. I bought 8 pounds of white clay, and so I would have loved to have maybe had gray. And done this all in gray instead.
Yeah.
But I've got to paint. Darn it. I keep forgetting to bring the paint jar up so I remember what it's called. Oh, wow. I just found the ultimate crystal. It's gigantic.
The ultimate crystal.
I like to put these at the very bottom so it makes it look like the water is coming down off of it. Even though I guess it's underwater, so it doesn't really need to be at the bottom.
I don't know. That one you showed us where it looked like a drip. That's pretty damn cool. That is pretty cool.
Well, then I'll do it again. I appreciate that.
And what are those beads called again? You told us, but I forgot what the name of them was.
You know what? These are rocks for a betta tank. And they've been for sale at my local fish store since the 70s. Nobody ever bought them. They've been on the wall for years and years, and the poor guy, he just bought the store from the old guy that retired, and he's just like hoping that somebody will buy some of this old stuff. And it's like, I love it I do a lot of this one's not a very good example, but when you make these models, a lot of them just have empty bases. This one actually had a clear base. I had to paint on the inside to make it look like water, but a lot of them are just black. So I like to buy different colored rocks to glue to the bottom. So when I saw all those different rocks he had for not a bad price, I bought a bunch of them.
Nice.
Yep.
Hey,
Okay.
Go ahead. You started to say something? Oh, I was just going to show the new stickers my daughter made for me.
Oh, we'd love to see the stickers.
Awesome.
Fishy jerks. That's what it says on the bottom there. I don't know how well you can see it, but she did a really good job.
Now, do you have a special sticker for the first person that says something like fishy jerks?
No, but that's a great idea, and I wish I would have thought of it.
Oh,
I wish, yeah, that's a great idea. But I do have she made me a good stack of them, so I want to hopefully give out some stickers to fish tubers, to fish fam friends. So I got a whole stack of those. She did a really good job on them. This was her first iteration, and I don't know which ones I like better, because look at that die cut on the bottom there.
Yeah,
it really pops out. And when you peel the back off, it peels really nicely. So you would think that it might tear on some of these little spaces, like by the Y there, but no, it peels right off. This one, she used a much larger font, and I think it's a little harder to read the fishy jerks part, but and it doesn't stand out as good. But
You're
I still
so
like
lucky to have a good daughter.
She's all right. And the colors on it, for people like Kenny, who it will really upset, are navy blue and orange for the Chicago Bears. So there's a little tie-in there as well.
Oh, and it's good that you tell him that.
So now he'll
may
never
not
ask for
really-
any stickers.
Yeah. Well, that's when you know a guy really likes his team, if he puts his color on his sticker from his teams.
I have navy blue stuff everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere.
Well, I've got my bright red and yellow on my sticker, and people don't even know it. I just like bright primary colors, though.
So I don't know if there's anybody. Go ahead, James.
Well, I just wanted to say, for anybody that has followed us over here from the Fish Room Fever live stream, and you're not familiar with this fishy jerk guy down here hanging out below me with those cool stickers, just put his link in the chat. You can go subscribe to Rico Stan. He is a friend of ours and part of the Fish Room Fever family of channels. Support what he does and love what he does. He's a little off sometimes. He's a little out there. But he is an awesome guy. He's one of the biggest supporters of the Fish Fam, and we love him for it.
And
I
he
do like
normally goes directly after us, which maybe Skipper will do.
I don't know. He's got to get up pretty early too.
Oh,
He's got to go back to work for the Clash. He's doing all kinds of stuff tomorrow to help set up. So
That's awesome.
I don't know if he'll still be awake or not. But yeah, it's great that he's just helping out. You know, he's not looking for anything. They don't like give you a free ticket or any of that kind of stuff. He's just he's just doing it to help out. So he's here a day early, and he'll be here later on Sunday as well to help with teardown.
have they let you sign up or anything yet?
No, there's nothing's together yet at all, and it probably won't even be until tomorrow afternoon. They were just putting together the room for the fish show. The vendor stuff starts coming in tomorrow. The speaker room, none of that part is set up at all yet. So, and it doesn't look like it's going to be massive. You know, it's not. The vendor room isn't huge. There's two sections. There's a secured and unsecured. Really the only difference, and the guy was explaining it to us, the only difference really is that the security area can be locked up at night in case they want to, leave their stuff there overnight for the next day. You know, that's really it. There's not like bigger vendors in either location. They probably have to pay a little bit more to have the secured area, but that's it. That's all there is to it. So there's two separate areas with vendors, so lots of stuff to buy. You know, I'm not looking to buy much, though, to be honest. I'm not looking to buy any fish. Ames and Canastillo are bringing me a dwarf blue gourami, and I've got a 5-gallon bucket full of one of my strains of guppies sitting here next to me that I'm going to be giving away to people. And I was going to bring both strains, but it was just too much work. I got lazy and I didn't want to do it, you know. So I only grabbed one of the strains. But I know Patty wants some of them, and I think Lori, Monster Fish Gal, is going to take the rest of them.
She was just on Bob Kaler's show this yesterday. Sunday night. It was really
Sunday.
fun
Yeah, it was
meeting
Sunday.
her.
I missed it. I didn't watch any streams really for a while. I've had a few rough days, and I've got a lot to go back and watch. I didn't even get to watch most of James's tonight, so I got to go back and watch the replay there.
You fishy jerk.
Sorry, it happens. You know, once in a while.
Always understandable, my friend.
You know what? That's probably
head out at any time.
What's that?
Fine, but if you need to go to bed or something, I understand. But we love having you here too. So.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And tonight, missing most of James's show, I stopped in real quick, but I would say I've missed maybe 2 shows in the last, whatever it's been, 13, 14 months now.
It's very rare, and I appreciate that support very, very much.
I'm always there because I appreciate the show very much. I really enjoy it. I've said this before, but one of my proudest moments is, one of my proudest moments is getting Lisa to say, "I eat my poo" in front of 500 people. The second proudest moment would probably be being, included with the Fish Room Fever family and doing the live stream on Thursday night. That's probably my favorite fish tube moment right there.
Well, we're honored to have you as part of the family, brother.
Thanks. Appreciate it. What you doing down there?
Is that your daughter or your wife or your dog?
No, there's no dogs here. We're at the hotel room. So I do miss my dog though, because he's always at my feet. He sleeps by my feet. When I'm working, when I'm streaming, he's almost always right down by my feet. And I keep looking down and he's not there, So I bet he's going to be missing me too, because he's my buddy and he hangs out with me constantly. Because I don't leave the house very often. He's not used to me being away from home. So he's definitely going to be missing me this weekend, I bet.
I bet so. My cats, it's unbelievable how big of babies they become since I'm at home so much more.
Yeah, all that attention. And speaking of that, how's the new dog doing, James?
Doing well. Still working on the finalizing house training, but he's doing good. He's a good boy.
And it's a boxer,
tank.
Right?
Yeah. He's only about 5 months old, but he's must be about 6 now. I don't. However long it's been. Time flies. It's crazy. Every Thursday shows up, and I'm like, oh my god, it's here again. and the second thought, or half of that thought, is, oh my god, I still didn't get a video out this week. But yeah, no, he's doing well. I appreciate you asking. He's one of the kittens. It's actually born the same day as he is. It's kind of his I don't want to say plaything, because a lot of people might hear boxer and kitten and think that he just like slings it around. But he very much wants to play with that kitten, and that kitten has very much become a friend to him and enjoys going after his kibble. And so it's always fun to watch them interact. But it's worked out well. He hasn't attacked any of the cats, so that's always a plus. You have to worry about that type of stuff. Not necessarily because of the breed, but just when you have a big dog and you have cats, you never know how it's going to interact. So it's been real sociable and really fun.
Even with smaller dogs, because we've got an old cat, and he'll take a swipe at one of the pugs. Now he doesn't to my dog, Tucker. He doesn't really. Tucker's the biggest one. He's the oldest, and Tucker will just look at him like, "Dude, what are you doing?" But the other one, will sort of back away from him. And the littlest one is smaller than him, so when he takes a swipe at her, she'll yelp. She gets scared, but then she'll come right back and like think he's playing, and want to play, and she gets all excited and stuff and chases him around. So I don't think he's ever actually hurt her.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, no, ours, the boxer, I hate to say chew on, but sometimes he'll just kind of like, gnaw on the cat a little bit, just playing with it. The cat just kind of lays there, and it's just kind of like, no, this isn't for me, and he'll take off. It's fun interactions, and nobody gets hurt. But the
cat,
Ed,
you just make it look so easy.
He does. He really, really does.
I try to make it kind of all denty and stuff, so it's not,
Did you say texture?
Did you say al dente?
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Oh, speaking of delicious, I was surprised because the little restaurant here at the Holiday Inn, it's called Gasoline Alley. They had a salmon, and it was good. It was really good. I was so surprised at how good it was. I mean, I was expecting it to be, but it was delicious, and I love salmon. I eat salmon a lot. And it was some of the best I've ever tasted. I was really surprised by it.
Maybe it wasn't really salmon.
It cost as much as real salmon, so I hope it was. And it was, awesome. Had a couple of drinks, like I said, with Skipper, and that's something I actually worry about because of my illness. Sometimes the drinks will affect me very badly, very quickly. But everything was good, and it was comfortable, and it was very cool to get to meet Skipper. That's the thing too, is actually getting, like you guys have already done it. Aquashella, man, you got to meet so many people, and I'm so looking forward to that. That's what this is all about for me, is getting to meet all these awesome people. I don't know if I'll buy anything here at all. I mean, the talks and stuff are important. I want to see LRB. I want to see Gary Lang and Eric Bodrock and all of them talk. But it really is about getting to see all those people.
Yeah,
Gary
absolutely.
Gary Lang loves being hugged. So if you see him, make sure you give him a really big hug first.
Ed, would you steer me wrong? You wouldn't steer me wrong, would you?
I don't know for sure what that technology or terminology means.
that means you're, when somebody
No,
says
I know, I'm just not going to say yes or no.
I wasn't
These
sure.
guys.
I wasn't sure. But I guess maybe I'll be the first person to get a restraining order from Gary Lang. Hey, it's good to have goals.
Absolutely. Gotta have goals. Gotta have goals.
Well, if you call him a god, he would like that, pray. Like the
Rainbow God.
Yeah.
No, so you got to get the two-face compliment. You're almost a god when it comes to rainbow fish. You're the second best.
I am. There's been some conversation about me not liking Gary Lang because of something I said, and that it's not truthful. It's not that I don't like the guy. I've never met him, so he did say something that I disagreed with, and I actually would like to sit down and talk to him about it. So if he joins us, that would be awesome. It's not confrontational. I don't want to punch the guy or anything. The only person I want to punch is Fishy Mom. I can't wait to see him. He's gonna get his share.
Oh
goodness!
It's all in fun. It's all in fun. He knows.
I'm drinking Kool-Aid.
I don't know if he's in here, but it's just been a running thing with us.
I love it. I love it.
Here and she's awesome. Dragon Layer's here.
Stephen P. said, Gary Lang, you're definitely in the top 10 of casual rainbow fish guys.
And again, congratulations to Stephen P. on hitting his 600.
Congrats.
Very cool of him. He's growing very fast, and he definitely deserves it. He definitely does.
Absolutely.
He's a good fish tuber. He's a good little fish tuber.
Gary Lang that he should talk to me if he wants to learn something about rainbows.
I wonder if he'll remember you.
There's not a prayer.
Well, you said the last time he saw you, he sort of recognized you.
He did. So
but did he recognize you from FishTube or from when you guys were in the club together?
Oh, it was from the club.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even on FishTube then.
He recognized that he had forgotten where he knew him from.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I better say hi to that guy. It might be somebody I know." That's
hey,
important.
you guy, you.
Stephen P. says, Rico, I paid for those subs and you know it. LOL. Geek Boy was asking, where do we donate for Rico's bail money?
I'm good. I don't need donations. We'll take care of it.
No, and I only say that because the only information I know about rainbows is because I've sat in his lectures at the club and stuff over the years.
He's auctioning off a bunch of his eggs. So Saturday afternoon, I think like 4:30.
That should get interesting.
For anybody that's interested in hanging out with us, it's Saturday night. I believe it's 6:00 is when the reservation was made for. It's the little restaurant it's right next to where everything else is happening. In fact, it's right in the middle. On one side of it, you have vendors, and on the other side of it, you've got the fish showroom, and then you've got the place where everybody's talking and the vendor room. So it's right in the middle. You can't miss it. You have to walk past it to get to the different parts. But 6 p.m., come hang out with us, and it's how do I say this? It's going to be adult in nature. I mean, there's not a lot of kids that are going to be there. It's probably not exactly kid friendly. Nobody's going to kick you out if you got kids with you, but some people will probably be having a few adult beverages. But if you just want to stop in and say hi and you got your kids with you, we'll act appropriate around them.
I doubt that. No,
but we won't like it.
We'll try to act appropriate around them, and you'll get to meet my wife.
Oh, and look, Fishy Biz is in the house.
He is.
What's up, Drew?
Alec Kubanoff said, Rico, what did Gary Lang say that you disagreed with?
He just used the phrase "real fish keepers" quite often.
Yeah.
He also said that people on YouTube basically didn't know anything about keeping fish. Don't tell the fish tuber, don't tell the YouTubers. He just lumped all the YouTubers in together without,
Right.
with not knowing anything about fish, and basically now. And he said all these things on Facebook, which in my mind is even, is the worst platform as far as misinformation goes.
Yes, that platform is very much where toxicity fits in at. I'll phrase it that way. And I have nothing against Gary Lang. And I will say, I saw Danny. Yeah, Danny had said, Gary said YouTubers don't know what they're talking about and tell people to put a bunch of chemicals in their tanks to fix issues, which is a very good point. That is valid. However, the issue comes from lumping people together. I'm not somebody that recommends chemicals a lot. If you ask me for a medication recommendation, I'll give it to you. But I've said many times, like the algae fix and that stuff, no. And a lot of times you don't need them. And there are a lot of people that's their go-to is buy all these CChem products, buy all these API products.
Sure.
And it's like, let's try and keep a more natural approach.
Yeah. And I think if he actually paid attention and watched a lot of the fish fam, he would notice that that's not as prevalent as he seems to think it is, and that there is a lot of knowledge, with fish tubers. There is, and you're always going to have those groups, but I would say that those groups are even more prevalent on Facebook than they are on YouTube.
Absolutely.
So I just took umbrage at that he, and again, he used the words real fish keepers, like real fish keepers do this and real fish keepers do that. And I don't know, it just seemed very elitist and very, not really open to other people joining the hobby. And it just bothered me a little bit. That's all. That's all it was.
I can understand that. Well, Sarah J. Sieber says that's a big old pile of poo with that $1 super sticker right there. Thank you for that, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Right now, Sarah's mom can use some prayers and thoughts. So if anybody is out there that would like to do that, she would appreciate it. And I'm not going to say any more than that, but it's awesome that Sarah's here, and I'm praying for your mama.
There you go.
Best
Absolutely,
of luck,
Sarah.
Best of luck to your mom.
Paul Stero says, if Ed keeps making those stalagmites, there won't be any room for the fish to swim.
Yeah, what size tank is it?
It's a 40 breeder.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I'd like to get 3 more pounds, I think. I'll probably make some that I can't find it anywhere. I'm not going to buy it for $16 a pound. I'm just not going to do it. You can buy 8 pounds for $60. And so I'm looking for another one of those big batches. Because, that's crazy. $16 a pound. It's just insane.
Do we know what size the one that Degenerate made? Do you happen to know what size that one is? I'm just curious if it's a 40 breeder as well. It looks like it's about that.
I don't know. I try not to watch much because I hate to be influenced.
Sure. Yeah.
I saw that he was doing one and was like, oh my gosh, that's what I've been wanting to do forever.
It turned out pretty good too.
I bet
but
it did.
You were right, though. I think after you get yours all done, up and running, to bring him up and you guys could talk about the build process and everything. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, DJ's an awesome guy. You can see him on the Saturday morning cartoons, right?
Yeah. And on Sunday mornings at 9 Eastern, he's been doing a stream called Easy like Sunday morning.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Sorry, I'm trying to turn off a bunch of alarms here.
Oh.
Now, I thought he lived by you, Rico. I don't know why I thought he was an upstate New Yorker.
No, he's another one of our Pennsylvania people. He's not too far from here. I believe it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Morgantown, Pennsylvania. Oh, he's in Allentown. That's where he's at.
Oh, wow. So he's probably a big Billy Joel guy.
He's probably really tired of hearing that joke.
Well, I love Billy Joel.
I do too, but if you lived in Allentown, I bet you'd get tired of that song.
Do you think the people in Oh gosh, I was trying to think. Never mind. I was going Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline.
Oh yeah.
Well, is that the girl's name or the state?
I always thought it was the girl's name, but I never actually read the lyrics, so it could be one of the Carolinas.
Well, how about Kentucky Woman? You get
There
to
you
know her.
There you
There you go. There's a.
Now, did you like Neil's or Deep Purple's version of that?
I love Neil Diamond.
I like Neil a lot too. I think he's an incredible writer, and I like to listen to him, but I like Deep Purple's version of Kentucky Woman better. Kentucky Woman. They called
Deep Purple Axl Rose's band, or is that Velvet?
Oh no, way older. I mean, Deep Purple was basically tied in with Black Sabbath pretty heavily, and we're talking early 70s.
Did Neil Diamond write it for him? Or let him
not for them. They just liked it and covered it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He wrote a lot of songs. He wrote some for the Monkees. I mean, he's written so many songs. Like Bob Dylan. Yeah. Bob Dylan's written a ton of songs you don't even know, You don't even know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Edwin Collins' biggest song is a Neil Diamond song, that You'll Be a Woman Soon.
Oh, gotcha. That's a good one.
And UB40's biggest song ever was a Neil Diamond song, Red Red Wine.
What were you going to say, James?
Oh, I was just going through the chat here. I just wanted to say that you're always going to have people, no matter what the field, hobby, profession, anything is, that feel that they're better. Their way is the way. Sometimes with merit, sometimes without. So don't let it bother you. So people are like, well, what are we if we're not real fish keepers? We are. So don't. I try to have pity on people that are like that, honestly, just in my personal life, because it's got to be sad to live like that. It does, but
I would like to see more people in the hobby. I would not like to keep people out from it. And I think if you want to do right by your fish and you want to learn about them, again, I'm incredibly new. I bet you everybody in chat knows more about keeping fish than I do. I have no illusions about that. But I'm doing the best, I'm learning about my fish and what they need and doing the right things by them. And I think as long as you want to do that and you continue to learn about them and continue to do the right things, you're a real fish keeper. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely. So Dan is in here from Jack, and Dan, it's good to see you, buddy. He asked, what the heck are you making, Ed? So for anybody popping in that doesn't have a clue what's going on around here, you got some crazy stuff going on. What is the project? Catch us up real quick here.
I am making a cave tank for cave fish. So I'm making stalactites right now. This one has another drip on the end. And I'm going to paint these also with water or tank safe paint. And I'm just going to put it's a real light gray, and I'm just going to pat it all over and just to give a texture.
I was wondering about that with the beads. So you're going to, because you don't want them to, you want them to reflect the light from those the lights you're going to buy, right?
Yep. Well, the beads will be real easy because I can just wipe it right off. This will be baked. And so when you're using paint, as long as it's not like oil paints, it's real easy to just take a tissue and wipe it, and the paint will stay in the dents, but it'll come off the real clear surfaces.
Yeah.
And so I know lots of tricks on painting. So
yeah, you do. You definitely do. Some of the stuff that you make, not some of it, all the stuff you make is just incredible. And I'm like, man, I don't have an artistic bone in my body, and I don't want to hear the jokes there.
Oh, I bet you're awesome.
I have no artistic skills whatsoever. I've never have.
Now, this piece of clay I'm not going to use, even though it looks like a rock.
It does.
That's crazy. And that's I put that around a hole that I drilled through slate. So that's actually like remnants of slate in there.
Oh, wow.
So it actually kind of looks kind of cool. I'm going to try to get that effect when I paint it.
Delilah's Critters had said, Fisherman Fever, if we're not real fish keepers, I'm convinced this is a Black Mirror episode.
Well, a lot of clubs, you kind of hear the old man's club, you know, where
you get the old guard.
Yeah.
And it was like that a lot in the St. Louis club.
And how long ago was that?
That was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I'd probably be more accepted because I've lost a lot of hair and I put on a lot of weight and I got some white hair now too. But when I was in my 20s, yeah, I wasn't really accepted in the club. I just sat there and some of the ladies were sweet and would talk, you know, the wives of the guys. But, you know, and I went to learn, but people weren't super friendly. You hear about, what you interviewed her. I've interviewed her. Awesome person. She lives real close to you right now.
Oh, Rachel.
Rachel. You know, that was her biggest beef was when she came, she said it was just an all men's thing, you know, an all guy club. And she's right, but it wasn't just against women. It was against almost all outsiders, I think. So, you know, I don't know.
And like James said, you get that in any hobby that you get into. There are people like that. But, you know, especially this hobby, it's not a competition. We're not competing with each other with our fish. We should, you know, enjoy it and help each other with it and not compete. And that really should take place in the clubs, especially.
Absolutely.
I mean, that should be the place, you know, you want to open those doors wide and get as many people in there as you can. I mean, it's almost like church, you know, you should be out there, you know, on being a missionary, you know, bringing your people into the fishy church.
Definitely. And this is, of course, going to have some bias, whether I want it to or not, because I am on social media. I am a content creator on social media. So add whatever amount of bias you would like to when I say this. But I do think that it's very wise that the clubs and a lot of local fish stores are opening up their doors to social media and to that group. And what I have found, and this is them telling me, is anytime, you know, we've gone to something that, you know, we've put out there on YouTube or whatever, and we've helped promote something, they see results from it. They see people show up that wouldn't have known about it. They see the outside group being brought in, which expands the hobby, which is what we're here for, you know, is to bring more people in and help them do it right so that they could enjoy it. Like you said. So, well, hey, Detroit,
that's a free commercial. That's a free commercial for them. You know, they don't have to put out advertising because, you know, if they do things right, people like you are going to come in and point it out and say, wow, this, you know, Rob's doing an amazing job here, or Kenny's doing an amazing job here, you know, or I forgot the other guy, Aquatic Marine. Forgot his name. Rob? No. Mike? What's his name?
Rob at Aquatic Aesthetics. Rob is Flip, or no, you've got your Rob is
from Aquatic
Aesthetics, and then my guy is Kenny at Aquatic Marine.
And what's the other one that's in Chattanooga, the younger kid? Ethan. That's it. And what's his store called?
Fish Mania.
Fish Mania. Why did I think? I don't know. I got confused with Aquatic Marine.
It's okay.
Well, Eduardo, I'm finally going to screw your name up, Eduardo. It was bound to happen. Eduardo Antonio Oringo Costa says a lot of YouTubers talk out of their backsides. He used a different word, not a horrible word, but I'm just saying backsides. Okay. When they take the road of better than you attitude, they lose me as a subscriber. Actually, 2 YouTubers lost me this week alone as a member. Yeah,
I hope it wasn't me.
Right. Well, I don't think you've really ever taken that approach. I certainly try not to take that approach, especially with fish keeping. Well, you know, we've always just said we're here to share our experiences and knowledge we've gained from those experiences. I don't claim to be an expert on anything. Ed doesn't claim to be an expert on anything.
That's I just like to have fun.
Even, you know, that rolled over to back when I was a regional training manager for a company. And I had run one of the top stores, you know, it was number 12 out of 15,000 and change, which is why I became a training manager. aside from policies. Policies, it's like, this is it and this is how it is. But in terms of my methods and the way that I got things done and accomplished the things I did, it was never my way is the best way. It was like, this is what works for me. This is another method that works for people that have this thought, and you would try and teach people based upon them, based upon their personality, their learning processes, to still get that same end result. But it was never I'm better than you. It was just worked really well for me. You might want to try it, but you're a different person than I am. You have different tanks than I do, different water, etc. So you can apply that to a lot of categories.
So much.
I keep bringing that up, but that is why when I did discover you and Ed, why I stuck around so much is because of that exact thing. I remember almost every show. Listen, I'm not an expert. Both of you guys, I'm not an expert, but here is what I've done. It's just really open, and that's what I always appreciated about the show, about both of your shows. Well, and that's why I stuck around so much, because of that exact thing. You weren't telling me this is the only way you can do it. We've got those people out there, right? You got to do it this way. Whatever it is, there's only one way, and this is the way. And I don't care to watch those people.
Absolutely. I think the only thing we can all agree on is a necessity is water at this point. You got to have water in the tank. So.
And even that, the amount of it can vary depending on what you got,
Absolutely.
And how much you change it.
Yeah. Are there mystery snails in there? Maybe you keep it a little lower if you want clutches. There's all kinds of,
Definitely.
I have not been able to get my mystery snails to have a clutch. I keep the water about 3 inches short and a lid on top, so they could also put them on there. And these guys, they're getting huge. They're bigger than, they're double a quarter. Like if you took a quarter, melted another quarter on top, and then pounded it so it's the same thickness, that's what you would get. That's how big these guys are.
How many do you have?
I don't know, 8.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say maybe you just happen to get all males or something, but with 8 of them, you wouldn't think that.
I mean, they're all related.
I mean, your guppies do so well in your water. I got to imagine that, because, the mystery snails really like the hard water, like a lot of calcium. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe adding more calcium. You probably already do that, though.
No, not to this tank. So maybe that's what I should do. I don't know.
I found that those
that big. I mean, that's a big snail.
Yeah, it is.
They're all purple.
I've been using that Ken's Fish, the online store. I like them because I can order the frozen stuff from them, and it's not crazy expensive. They pack it in dry ice and stuff, and they've got all the usual things, Hikari and San Francisco Bay and stuff. But they have some of their own little pellets, little long pellets that are spirulina and calcium. I don't know what else is in them, but I put those in with my shrimp tanks, my blue crayfish, and my mystery snails, and everything else eats them too. Everything. The crevenzas go after them. The denison barbs go after them. I mean, just everything loves them. But that really seems to help with my clutches and stuff.
That's awesome.
So, and they're not too expensive. I think, I can't remember the price, but Ken's Fish, they're not crazy expensive. I want to say a cup is, it's probably about the same volume as one of these little plastic cups here. It's not a huge thing, but it wasn't expensive at all.
I've been wanting, oh gosh, I'm dripping these everywhere. Foxy, she really has a shrimp lady that she loves, or guy that she loves, that has the wafers.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to try those sometime.
Is that the Crayfish Empire?
I don't know. I thought it was more shrimp. I mean, snail related.
Well, that's a Crayfish Empire. They do a lot of snail and shrimp stuff as well. I mean, that's okay. So Mystery Snail Guardians, I don't know if she's in here tonight, but she donated 4 of the big kits towards the Fish Fam Christmas. and they're good size. I did an unboxing of them. They're like $50. But she works with Crayfish Empire.
I think it's her, maybe, that Roxy loves.
Yeah, it might be. I know that they've talked and stuff. And Lav as well. She goes to them, Crayfish Empire. She loves them too. And if it comes to snails and Lav likes something or it works for her, I'm going to follow her lead on that, because she just does an amazing job with her snails too, just like Roxanne does. Both of those ladies are amazing when it comes to snails.
They're snaily girls.
Absolutely. So we've got Monica Sieber in here. Says, really appreciate the prayers. They're for my sweet golden summer who may have lymphoma. Pray for the results to be negative on Tuesday. Thanks in advance.
Oh.
Absolutely. And she had followed that with Sarah Jane Sieber raves about you guys. She absolutely loves y'all. And that was actually a y'all. I didn't throw a y'all on there. Thank you so much for that. We most definitely will. Thoughts, prayers, good vibes, whatever it is that you personally believe at home.
Yeah. And I have to say, Sarah got good taste.
Well, thank you. You're killing me. You're going to make me blush up here, buddy. Had some comments I wanted to grab. Paul Sotero says, I think one of the contributing factors in people leaving the hobby is that they only have access to large box stores. Most of them don't have quality stock or educated staff. Yeah. You're absolutely right, Paul.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people never find this group.
Yeah. Have they ever truly filled their tank, their time acquiring new knowledge?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm on that one tonight. No, you're
absolutely
right.
I only caught part of that. I got to go back and watch it. But I agree with you. I don't have a local fish store though, and I purchase almost all of my fish supplies and fish online. Almost everything comes from online. If I did have a local fish store close, I would definitely go to them, but there's nobody. So I enjoy buying fish from the fish family. How do we get the word out more? How do we do that? We're all these separate channels, right? We're all these separate people, and we all have our own ways of doing things. But I mean, Aquashella does that. But how can we, and I'm going to lump me in with you guys, even though I'm not at that level. But how do we as content creators get the word out more? What do we do?
Well, I think James does a great job and I do too. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but knowing your fish store owners, and hopefully they return the favor by telling people to watch us.
Yeah.
That's not why I'm friends with Rob and Ethan and
Kenny,
but James keeps stickers on every one of their counters. Well, I don't know about Fish Mania. We're gonna have to work on that one.
Yeah,
but it's awesome. And we got like Southern Aquatics down in Atlanta. They've got our sticker up there. So if somebody comes in and then comes over here and they're looking for a fish friend, hopefully they'll find one.
Yeah.
Little stalagmite time.
Oh, and that's the thing, is even if you do have a local fish store, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get connected with the community. I could, without YouTube, I could be going to Aquatic Marine 5 times a week, and I still wouldn't have the relationships that I have with you all that we've built via, YouTube.
Yeah.
I think my answer to your question, in addition to what Ed mentioned, would be cross-platform promotion on our part. And I know a lot of people don't do that, and it's not for everybody. But that's one of the biggest reasons that I'm on TikTok. It's not so that I can be a TikToker. It's so that I can meet people there, because that can be a very, very toxic environment. And I can try and point the good ones and say, hey, even if you don't go to my YouTube channel, I really think you should go check out the community we have on YouTube. So I think that can help people as well. Of course, there is it goes hand in hand. In order to help more people, you have to get to more people. You can't spread the message if you're sitting in a room by yourself. So growing a channel, quote unquote, building the brand has to be a part of it. And I think that's where sometimes I come across more businessy. And I am, I have to look at things from that perspective, because if I want to help 10,000 people, I can't do it talking to just one.
Yeah.
I might get lucky, and I might be blessed that I talk to one person, and that person goes on to touch 10,000 people's lives and help them. And I can always hope for that. But the more people I can talk to, the more people we can, hopefully help.
I get you. Yeah, I get that. And I have a hard time being that guy. I get why and where you're coming from, but I have a hard time myself not being inappropriate. It's something I struggle with on a daily basis. Anytime I stream.
Well, no, I can understand that, and mine is 100% work related. It comes from the places that I worked and the positions that I held in those places. It became instinctually off and on. I use profanity. I cuss. I do.
Yeah.
Anybody that met me knows that. I don't like go and cuss around your little kids or whatever. I use profanity at home. I use profanity when my children are around at home. They're aware of what bad words are and what they can and cannot say. They hear those anyways on other things. I don't like if I go in and they're watching a video that contains profanity, I typically have them turn it off, and there's a list of people they're not allowed to watch anymore. Just because sometimes people use that for shock value. So I've seen them like watch a video where it's just getting slung out there left and right. And it's just not the thing. He
doesn't cuss much around me.
I take the Gary Vee approach. But my thing is, I've having been in a professional environment for so many years, it's literally a switch. I don't even think about it. And I forget sometimes, like when I would bring in trainees, I'd have to remind some people, hey, you can't say that on the clock. You can't say that in front of a customer.
I've been there. I was a manager at a produce department for a grocery chain in Arizona for a long time. I've worked for some large corporations in the IT field, and you don't go into a meeting with the president and use certain words, or you're. So I've been there, but maybe it's just at this point in my life. Maybe I just.
I think that you've been out of it long enough that you don't have to have that mental on and off switch.
That's probably it. Yeah.
So because I very much don't see you as the type to do it in the wrong setting, to be unprofessional, if you will. But it's different strokes for different folks. Me being, if we want to look at it from the perspective of the Fish Room Fever family of channels, the kind of representative, if you will, I have to hold myself to a certain standard, not just for my viewers, because we have little kids in here watching, but also, for you all.
Here.
Yeah. Majority, yeah. But, so it's just a teach their own type of thing. It's just like we have, this is, I think, the best way to explain it that I've ever done it. I've said this before. It's just like you have TV shows that are rated G and you have TV shows that are rated R.
Yeah.
And you need that spectrum, that field for different people to see different things. And that's why I don't hold it against people for being a little bit out there. I very much am a goofy out there kind of guy when I'm not being professional, if you will. To each their own. Yeah.
And I've tried, with the Rico and the Man thing, because again, being under the Fish Room Fever umbrella, and it's not going to change who I am, but I have really tried to bring it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Just
and you're also on at an hour, and you've mentioned this as well. You're on at an hour that's late night. That's late night. Yeah. You got the late show and you got the late show. That's when they're realistically, in theory, of course, we have time zones and all that stuff, but theoretically, there's not going to be the 9 and 10-year-olds still watching at that point. And nothing against them. I mean, I love that my kids, interact with YouTube, and there's a lot to learn. But no, I appreciate that, and I would never expect you to change. I know you know that, but I would say that publicly so that people are aware of that.
Gotcha. Ed, we're leaving you out, man.
No, it's totally cool. I'm all done. I've used up all my clay. Like I say, I think I would like to have another 3 pounds worth. But I think what I'll do is I'm going to bake all this tomorrow. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to make a wood top for my tank. and I'm going to have like lattice. Do you guys know what lattice is?
Yeah.
It's like when you have wood that's
Like
coming
lattice
across
on a salad.
through.
I want extra lattice and some ranch.
I really like my lattice.
But yeah,
And those wood pieces above, I'm going to screw these guys too. So they're going to be hanging down into the water.
Gotcha.
But the wood won't be in the water. So the tips of these the tops won't be in the water.
You know, that maybe it's hard to tell there, but that almost looks too short then if it's going to be screwed into the top of the tank.
Well,
because we're not sticking down very far into the water.
This is the smallest one I have.
Okay.
But it's only going to probably show about this much on the
yeah.
Because you got that 1-inch rim also. But yep. So
not going to make the joke.
I might try doing it on the plastic stuff that we get. What's that called? The
Lexan or the
polycarbonate.
Polycarbonate.
Yeah.
I might try screwing it directly onto that too, and dropping it.
So 3 pounds will give you how much more?
Well, probably tonight I did about 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds, I would guess, and that got me this much.
Oh,
so
wow.
I bet you I could just double this amount.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that's a lot. Yeah.
And Eduardo says, Fisherman Fever, I'm a teacher. I do not cuss. So this is all capitalized. That part was with them, but out of work, ? I drop it like a sneeze. Absolutely. I mean, it's very much one of those things that where do you set yourself at? I don't know. We each have our own decisions to make on what we want to present. It was, I had always maintained a level of professionalism, but it was definitely an eye-opener when I had people that were 10 and 12 winning contests and finding out how much of my base was actually people under 18. So things to keep in mind, just because profanity around my kids says, and I have people like they've cussed around my kids and they're like, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, I appreciate that, but you're fine. This is the real world. They're gonna hear it. They know not to use it.
If you heard my daughter, she's worse than I am. She really is. Right. But she's 24. She's our middle kid. So can you hear me, Ariel? She swears pretty bad, doesn't she? I mean, she drops F-bombs just constant.
Yeah. But she was raised around kayaks, and that's sailing, and it's like something that sailors just cuss, so it makes sense.
And to be honest,
that was a reach.
That's one of the things that
it's my show.
The gaming channel that I'm going to do. When I do live streams, I have to decide what age group I want it for, because I cuss a lot when I'm gaming on particular games. On like you take a first-person shooter online competitive, there's a lot of profanity that flies out. Yeah. So it's one of those things I've got to think about. But hey, 503, good to see you.
No.
503 is awesome. I am gonna do my best to be there this Saturday and be live.
I will not.
On the no, I probably won't be.
I don't know, Ed. I don't know what they're going to let me look at behind the scenes, because I'd love to follow the format that you did at Aquashella, where we did, you walked around and I fed you the questions from the chat. It worked out great, but I just don't know what they're going to let me see here. Maybe tomorrow Skipper and I will talk a little more. I'll get in touch with he was working with some of the people that were setting it all up, who are responsible for the whole thing. Maybe I can talk to them and get, the okay to go in and look at stuff early or something.
Yeah. Ask them if you could video, because it's like the biggest fish show, competition in America. So if you could just be able to get in there and videotape the fish, there's a really good chance they'll let you do that. Especially if you see a judge, you'll go way around them. But, because they allowed James and I to go check out the auction at the Big Fish Deal before they allowed anybody else to look at what fish were going to be auctioned.
Yeah.
So, because it's a big ad for them. Cool.
And I know one of the judges is Scott from King and Queen Cichlids. He used to be involved with one of these clubs. I don't think he is any longer, but I could be wrong about that. I didn't see him
today. You might be able
today.
to get him to walk with you because he might be able to tell you the name of every fish in every tank.
Yeah, because I don't know what kind of markings they're going to have or anything on that. So
Brian,
that'd be awesome. I don't know, Scott. I don't know. We've never talked. Sorry?
Callie's the president of the other club.
Callie?
Well, you just, I'm going to throw my name around here because I'm big heavyweight guy. But in all seriousness, I've talked to Scott. He's a cool guy.
Okay.
But tell him I said hello.
Okay.
You're welcome to, if my name can help you in any way, by all means use it.
Sure.
I'm nobody special, but he knows me, and we've talked a good bit.
Yeah.
He's one of the first channels I came across when I got into the fish tubing. So
yeah, I don't know him at all, really. I mean, I've been to some of his streams and stuff. They sort of stopped doing things right about when I started doing things, and Kenny has mentioned him a few times, obviously with their fish head thing they do. So I don't, I do want to introduce myself to him just to meet him. He seems like a real nice guy, super nice guy. And, it's always nice to meet another fish person, fishy jerk, that's just interested in the hobby.
Absolutely.
So,
well, and that's why if you could walk with him, he would probably be really informative and be able to tell us what the fish are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless they mark them. I mean, even so, it's still either way. Maybe he could tell me something more about the fish, but I'm hoping that they maybe mark the tanks or something in some way, shape, or form.
See, they might be in groups. They might be categories.
Yeah,
and that's I mean, this will be easy, but like you might have South American cichlids or something.
And I know nothing about
a variety of different types. Or you might have African cichlids, or I'm sure they'll have a flower horn. They'll have they might do it that way, but then they might go into different. I don't know. I've never been there.
Yeah, we'll find out. Maybe even tomorrow. Again, Skipper's involved with that part of it. He was putting that room together today, and he's working very closely with them. So maybe I can pick his brain a little bit too and find out. I'm definitely going to do a live stream Saturday at 6. Unfortunately, Mikey from Mike's Aquatics and Things usually goes at 6:30, so I'll be going over him. But it's going to be from the dinner, the meet and greet.
Oh, nice! Very cool.
We'll introduce everybody that's there. So that's not entirely true because I don't know if everybody's comfortable with having their face on the camera. Like my wife Michelle is not interested in that, and there might be other people there like Scott's Aquatics. I know Scotty hasn't done any live streaming yet. I don't know if he wants to, so I'm going to try and get everybody to just say, hey, I'm Scotty from Scott's Aquatics or whatever, and just say their name real quick as we pass the phone around the table. But I don't want to pressure anybody either.
If they don't want their face, tell them to wear a really cool shirt.
Maybe, just point it down, just so we can hear their voice or something. That's an idea. I just I don't want to pressure anybody if they're not interested, but I would love to.
All those young ladies said it was okay to film their face. You didn't have to film their shirts.
I didn't think about that.
I know. Oh, again, I have to broad spectrum think here.
And now I am thinking about that.
I was just thinking boys. Well,
we've been going an hour and 18 minutes.
Jeepers.
I know that Rico's needing some sleep probably.
My eyes are burning
for a while. You've completed your project. Congrats on that, Ed. It looks amazing.
Good job.
So thank you for having me on here. There's just so much going on in the chat. I appreciate all of you, each and every one of you, as always. And you two gentlemen, particularly. You're both awesome, and I appreciate everything you do for the hobby and for me.
Back at you, man. Back at you. Both of you.
And thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Thank you, mods, for being awesome. Oh, do we know? Okay, I've been so scatterbrained. Is Skipper going next?
I doubt it. I really doubt it. He's probably already sleeping if he's not in the chat still. Again, I can't see that.
And then I went, oh, crap. I forgot to ask for sure if he was going or not.
With just my
Okay.
phone, I can't see chat at all. It's just too much. So
Oh, Skipper is going next.
All right, well there we go. We'll get a link in here. Thank you to
Yeah.
the mods. I know
if
I'm
somebody-
putting
Very
work
cool.
on you.
If
I'm
somebody could put a
surprised,
link in,
he
and
was
then we'll shut
tired.
it down.
He only had 2 drinks. He was tired. I thought he was going to go to bed.
I'm gonna grab some spaghetti as soon as this thing's over.
That sounds like a good idea. Grab some food and check out what's going on there.
Yep. Well, and guys, tomorrow I'll be on with. Oh, I don't know if I will be on with Lefty tomorrow.
I think he'll be on the road. He'll be on the road because he said he was leaving like around 1:30 or so. So I don't know that he's going to be home. I don't think he'll be here by 4:30. I don't know how long it takes him.
Okay.
I want to say it's about 4 or 5 hours, just like for me.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I know James and I aren't going to go probably Saturday night unless we do a members goofball thing or something.
Yeah.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't, because I'll miss the member thing, man. And the last
make sure it's
members
at 6
only.
o'clock.
The last members only thing was one of the best ones ever.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
We might be. Well, we're going to do something with Rico on Saturday. We don't know what time, but we'll figure it out. Sunday I'll be on with Bob, and I guess the schedule just goes back to normal. Bob and Skipper and Susie Q. Well, maybe not Susie Q. She might be driving.
Yeah, I think she's going to be here through the auction, I believe. I could be wrong about that. I'm excited about meeting her too. I mean, just another one. So many of them.
Well, if you see any red, white, and blue guppies in that auction, bid up as much as you can possibly afford.
Well, I wasn't going to stay for the auction, but if I see something that you got to have, then I will do that for you, my friend.
No, don't. I was just teasing. I can't afford them probably right now anyway. So.
Oh, we got to talk about shirts too. I did see a Keystone Clash shirt, but it was from a couple years ago. So we'll have to, I don't know if they'll have Keystone Clash shirts. If not, I'll have to find something that you like. I'll surprise you with something.
Did we get a link for Skipper's show?
Yes, we did get a link for Skipper's Live next. Thank you, Merdul and Zen, both for posting that. Appreciate you all. It's at the 12:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time timestamp, just a little bit up if you're looking for it at the moment. Just scroll up maybe about 20 lines and you'll see it there. And there we go. Zen's posting it again, and Merdul probably will also.
Oh, they did. They're like crazy.
Absolutely.
It's like you know things.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we'll see y'all over there. We'll talk to you later.